On Sunday afternoon, an incredibly intriguing game between West Ham United and Liverpool will take place. I'm really excited to watch this one because West Ham are doing fantastically well this season. Top four side at the moment, gunning for Champions League football, doing well in the Europa League. And Liverpool have really got the bit between their teeth at the moment. It's going to be a fascinating one. Hugh, let's start with West Ham. Let's start with their main man, Declan Rice. A lot of talk about him, understandably. His performance have been fantastic. The phrase world class comes out. Do you believe Declan Rice is world class?
Well, it's an interesting one, isn't it? When you look at holding midfielders in world football, and he looks like a more traditional holding midfielder, although he's getting around the pitch, he's getting closer to the penalty area, he's having an effect at that end of the pitch as well as helping his team defensively. But you would still consider him to be less of a box-to-box midfielder and more of a holding, sitting midfielder. Thomas Soucek beside him has proved a fantastic partner, and they have formed a great midfield bond for West Ham United. I'm not sure whether West Ham will be able to keep him. 80 million should probably be enough. It sounds like huge money, and West Ham fans are now screaming 100 million at the screen.
Yeah, David Moyes is screaming it as well. He wants that 100 million. He wants those three figures. Do you think he could go for that kind of price?
I mean, he could. It's all about, what he's worth to the team buying him. And actually, to Manchester United, he's probably worth about 150, and West Ham know that. So why not try and charge those? Well, you say three figures, but you know what I mean. It's a lot of zeros. So
yes, yeah,
so we will see. We will see. But West Ham doing very well, and I really like Declan Rice.
Yeah, I think when you think about world class in terms for West Ham fans and the manager David Moyes, the world revolves around Declan Rice because he's just been so influential for the team. I think I saw this stat yesterday before the European game, and he'd lost the ball. He'd been dispossessed once in 900 minutes. He's so kind of in terms of bit on the ball, his stamina. The one question you kind of alluded to it yourself is the fact that what is his position long term? Is he someone who's going to get up and down because we know he has that stamina, or is he just going to sit there and pass the ball about? Can he be that little bit more offensive? I hear different people talking about how many goals can he score to take him to the next level. That's the interesting thing for me, because I think he is the main man for this West Ham team, a bit like Jack Grealish was last season. But what will happen for him in terms of his education, of course, will be that when he goes to one of those teams, and I think he will be going to one of those teams, he's going to have to figure out kind of who he is and how he fits into this team. And it will be a very kind of different role for him, which I'm intrigued to see. This weekend against Liverpool could be a nice little dress rehearsal or test, certainly for him, because he likes to sort of stay on that left-hand side in terms of the defensive shape of West Ham. And we know very well that on the right-hand side for Liverpool, they're looking very, very good at the moment. Salah, of course, we've all spoken about how wonderful he is. But let's talk about Trent for a second, because 5 assists so far this season, a couple in the Champions League this week. And if you think of where Declan Rice is on the pitch, that's actually where Trent's been going a little bit. He's not stayed as wide as he has in previous seasons. And he's looking fantastic, isn't he? Do you feel like he's back to his best now?
It's not always about the player. When Trent Alexander was going through a very difficult period with Liverpool, so was the team. And They were missing some very key players. No more bigger than Virgil van Dijk, who's back in the team this season, but they look a lot more solid. Remember, they had midfielders playing in central defence at times. That changes things for a fullback. The communication isn't exactly there. The relationship certainly isn't out on the field of play. Did that affect Trent Alexander-Arnold? Because there was a period of 5 or 6 games where it seemed like he was making a pretty major mistake in every single match. Well, those midfielders, key midfielders, Jordan Henderson and Fabinho, who'd been helping out in the defensive line, they're back in the midfield area. Huge experience, great.
And
quality.
Keita and Harvey Elliott as well this season, in terms of players that can sort of stay narrow, but also go out wide and allow Trent to come inside, right?
Exactly. They are a different machine this year, Liverpool. They are back to their best. And a lot of their players, not just Trent Alexander-Arnold, are looking much, much happier and much better out on the pitch. And I think that helps Trent. And look, the forward line playing brilliantly. Although he's got that quality on the ball, delivering into the box, even Diogo Jota and the front three, Roberto Firmino back to goal-scoring form. You've got Mane, and of course, you've got Salah. And I think with all of those players up front, for someone with his quality, delivery, his passing invention, you are going to get those great stats. You're going to leave fans going out of the stadium very, very happy with your performance, because you can supply, and supply. Defensively, I'm not sure he's taken huge leaps, but I'm not sure it matters when Liverpool are playing that well.
Yes. They're currently third favourites to win the league. So 2 questions for you just to finish off. First of all, do you agree with that? Do you think they are the third favourites for the Premier League right now? And secondly, what's your prediction for this game?
They have to be favourites for the Premier League right now on form. So there is no club playing as well as they are. Just there is none. I mean, doesn't matter whether you're at home or away, you're scoring 2s and 3s at least at the moment. Liverpool are just knocking teams over left, right and centre. Chelsea look very, very strong, but they're not doing that. Manchester City don't look as strong as Liverpool right now. So third favourites. I need to see how much money's in my account. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, because you just, we know, and I think this might affect, how the punters are feeling. We know they're going to lose a few players to the Africa Cup of Nations in January, and how will that affect their season? Maybe that's what people are thinking of, but I think they've weathered that storm before and they can do it again.
Okay. Prediction for the game then?
I think this is going to be tough. I actually think this is going to be quite tough. West Ham just have that resilience. They have that approach to games where they just throw the kitchen sink at it. And I think their fans will be really, really up for the visit of Liverpool. So it's going to be interesting. I think probably it's tough. It's tough. I'm going to go Liverpool 2-1.
Liverpool. I think that's a fair shout. I could see. I wonder if there's one where, if you think of that great goal from Salah on the counter attack, if there's a similar thing happening in this game, because this West Ham team, as much as it is defensively solid, has got a lot going forward. Lots of Antonio, Benrahma, Fornals is having a cracking season as well. I think this will be a score draw. Personally, I think West Ham. I really, really have been impressed by them this season. I'm actually okay with third favourites for Liverpool, because I think with the draws that they're getting at the moment, I wonder if that could hurt them a little bit down the road, because I think they've got 4 already this season. They've got 3 in the last 5 games. So I wonder if this could be another one of those days where there's a draw. But I think I'm excited to see the level of the football. I think it's going to be very intense and very, very tight.
Hi, I'm Hugh Woozencroft from ESPN's Football Forecast. Make sure you're subscribed. You can follow all of our predictions throughout the season and get some other great analysis from our big names as well.